going on, everybody in the VC? Craig here with a really cool vinyl update. VC cheer. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great and safe weekend. Got all of my record garage sale finds here. Not as many finds as I thought I would have. Figured this was going to be a huge two-part video and that we'd be going on for hours about all the finds I had. Not going to be the case. Ended up with a small stack. Pretty happy though. Spent a little bit of money. Came home a happy man. Got some great titles. So I say we get into them. First thing first, what's in the background? Masters of Metal compilation here on cassette from K-Tel. Got this recently from Jesse, some CCLT. I actually had a copy of this, so this is an upgrade for me. My copy I got when I was about 11 or 12 from my grandfather who had it. And he was kind of into the early 80s metal stuff, a lot more into Priest and stuff like that. And my dad had actually bought it for him. It's from 84, I believe. And this was my introduction to Iron Maiden, Ian Gillan, Black Sabbath, Y&T, Dio, I'd never heard before, Crocus. Very cool compilation. Love to find this one on vinyl. I've seen it on vinyl before, but I just never really bothered to pick it up, and I don't know why. So, very cool to be playing that one. So let's get right into these. First things first, kind of talk about, I told you guys that there was thousands and thousands of records. There's like up to about $3,000 vinyl and like another $2,000 in the $2 fines and like just tons of different stuff. Well, as it turns out, the $2 fines were pretty much just his stock from the booth that he has over at the discount spot where I pick up all the $3 vinyl, and he was just marking $1 off. So he just had a bunch of boxes of those that he brought from there to the garage sale, which kind of sucked because most of it was stuff that I had already looked through, and it's like, great, this is all the stuff that I've already passed on, so I'm like digging through shit that I didn't want in the first place. But ended up finding a couple that were ones that I've been debating on getting, but just really kind of passed over, and we'll talk about more when we get to those. So let's kind of get into the dollar fines. I haven't listened to all of these yet, just because it was a really hectic weekend, and I was way too tired on Friday after getting only a couple hours of sleep and going digging at 8 a.m. It's just like, I was worn out. So, but slowly starting to work into listening to all of these. So first one up, Paul McCartney, Give My Regards to Broad Street. Soundtrack to the accompanying film, which I actually have an original of that on VHS. I haven't watched it since I was probably about 13, so I'm sure I'll have a better perspective on it now than when I did then. Didn't really like it too much then, but couldn't pass this up for a buck. PFM, Cook. Some nice prog here on the Manticore label. Very excited to find this. Alright, this one, really common, see it all the time, but I just never really thought about buying it until recently, when I'd seen an original master recording how-to video of like showing how they do the process and discussing some of the stuff, kind of an interview video, and this album was one that they were working on in that video. Ricky Lee Jones. I've heard a couple of songs off of this, and I just never really, been inclined to buy it. But for $1, in beautiful shape, I couldn't pass it up. Now we get some really cool ones here. Alice Cooper Show, nice live album from Alice. Very stoked to find this one for a buck. Wear Your Love Like Heaven by Donovan. Yeah. Overall, in pretty nice shape, but Yellow Capital label. Pretty decent, for its age, a bunch of hairline scratches and stuff like that, but still sounds pretty good. Now here's the cool part. I lift it up and I feel how thick it is. I'm like, yep, there's definitely two records in there. Let's see what the other one is. Sunshine Superman by Donovan. So, and this overall cleaned it up, plays pretty decent. I was happy about that. So if anybody out there, you got an extra cover for Sunshine Superman, now, you know, then that'd be perfect. I'm not asking for a lot, but if you do have an extra copy of that, hit me up and let me know. Because I'd definitely like to have a cover for that one. Children of the Future by Steve Miller Band. Back in the pre-Fly Like an Eagle days. The orange Capitol label. Very cool to add that one to the Steve Miller collection. Added some more mandrill to the collection. Composite Truth. Now, here's the reason why you don't go digging at 8 in the morning with no sleep under your belt. I picked up mandrill, self-titled. Just very, very happy to find this. So I've been wanting this one for a while, and I've seen a couple copies, but they've always been pretty worn. And so, I get home on Friday, and didn't really think much about it. Started cleaning these on Saturday because I was just so tired. Pulled this one out to clean, and I ended up with a copy of Just Outside of Town by Mandrill. So, I basically have a Frankenstein copy of 2 different albums. So, anybody out there, you've got an extra of Mandrill's self-titled, or you've got an extra cover of Just Outside of Town, or both, whatever, hit me up, let me know. Mainly, I really wanted to get this album, so I don't know. Oh well, can't be pissed, it was only $1. Alright, so let's grab the next stack here. Try to keep these in somewhat order of how I've cleaned them so far. Shrink Still, Law and Order by Lindsey Buckingham. Very, very cool. Warner Brothers presents Montrose. Hosts Sammy Hagar. Been wanting this one for a while. Odessa by Bee Gees. A later RSO pressing, but for $1, couldn't leave it. I don't care about having an OG, I care about having a copy. And another great example of why you don't dig when you have no sleep. In the Dark by the Grateful Dead. Now, obviously the cover's pretty beat up and everything else. I mean, I knew that. I was like, well, it's still for $1. I don't care. I'm not listening to the cover, I'm listening to the vinyl. Now, I pulled the vinyl out. I'm eyeballing it. Overall, it looks pretty good. But then I start really paying attention, and I'm kind of like, that looks like it might be warped. But then again, I'm like, I've only got a couple hours of sleep. I'm probably, you know, seeing things again. Nope, didn't trust my eye. And put it in the stack and went about my day. Got it home. Tried to do a needle drop. Sharp warp. Not happy. But gave it a ride in the vinyl flat and got rid of the warp. It still retains a decent amount of surface noise in between songs. And you can even hear it in the quieter passages. But crank the volume. Still sounds cool. And for $1, makes a great placeholder until I find a better copy. Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music by Ray Charles. Now this one's just essential and a classic. And this is the cleanest copy I've ever seen. I usually always see it in, when I go to the record shows, I see it in a lot of bargain bins and stuff like that. And it's always just like a nice cover, but then it's just beat to shit. I mean, literally taken under somebody's car and ran over. And I cannot believe it's fine. I believe it's actually a mono copy, actually. If I remember correctly, yep. ABC mono. It sounds great, too. Another one I couldn't pass up for $1. Quicksilver Messenger Service. Definitely got its fair share of coverware, as you can see, but vinyl is in pretty nice shape for its age and as beat up as it is, but played pretty nice, decent amount of surface noise, but nothing like overbearing. It sounded really cool, so why not? It'll make a good placeholder too. Jackson Browne, Lawyers in Love. Did not leave that one. Been wanting that one for a while. Possible upgrade copy. Cosmos Factory by CCR. Mine's got a bunch of coverware in the vinyl was pretty hazy looking even after cleaning it a bunch of times. This one's still got a decent amount of gloss and played pretty decently, so I still got an A-B between both copies to see which one. Feedback, a Spirit. Some dumbass decided to write inside the gatefold. And on the labels too, actually. Wrote late 1971 on there. God knows why. But overall, pretty nice shape for a buck. Couldn't leave it. One that I've been on the hunt for a long time, especially after he passed away recently. Richard P. Havens, 1983. And every time I see it on eBay, even nice copies and stuff, you know, it's just nice copies, shitty copies, whatever. Just, you know, I'm going for stupid money, and I'm like, okay, I'm really not trying to go broke here. But this one overall, pretty decent shape. Have not played it yet. I did clean it though. Just haven't had a chance to spin it yet. Looking forward to listening to this one. And oddly enough, actually, I think it's let me just remember the track on here. It's actually a pretty cool thing on here. Hold on. No, wrong side. My bad. Yep. Okay, Run Shaker Life. I actually, as soon as I got in the car, when I was on my way leaving the garage sale, I flipped to one of the older deep cuts or classic vinyl channel, whichever one it is. So I've got a couple weeks free Sirius XM in my car. And I flipped to that, and that was the song that was on. I'm like, huh, that's kind of cool. Didn't realize that was actually on the album, so that was a pretty cool little coincidental thing. As soon as I get in the car, I hear a song that I just bought. Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force, Marching Out. Big shout out to Travis, vinylonvideo. He picked this one up for me on cassette not too long ago. And I was able to find myself a copy on vinyl, so very, very excited about that. I'm just going to be doing VC shoutouts for a while now, so be ready. Listen for your name. Big shout out to LJ on his recommendation of this album. Rod Stewart and the Faces Live. Now, I've seen this one a bunch of times around here. You pretty much, and it's got Rod Stewart on it, pretty much. People have droves of it, and you always see it in the crates. And I had never really been intrigued enough to want to pick this up until he talked about it not too long ago. And I'm like, yep, I'm going to get it. No questions asked. I've been wanting to, you know, get some older Rod Stewart and Faces stuff. You know, I've already got like 3 Faces albums. And I figure why the fuck not. I love that period of Rod Stewart, but I'm also a closet mainstream Rod Stewart fan too. But we won't talk about that right now. Anyway, on to the next one. This is one of the first finds of the day. Space Oddity by David Bowie. Now, no poster or anything like that with this, but the vinyl is in pretty nice shape. So I clean it up a bit, spin it, but very, very excited to find this one on vinyl. Great addition to the Bowie collection. Only a few left on Bowie. I think Man Who Sold the World, Low, and Stage, the 1978 double live album. Now here's the next two, the $2 vinyl finds. This one that I'd seen a bunch of times and never really thought twice about it. Just kind of, you know, pass it up and move along. But after seeing VC Shoutout, Rob EoLoVoX show his different variation copies of this, I figured, you know what, you know, I really should listen to it, you know, before I keep passing on it. Listen to it on YouTube, and I'm like, oh fuck, yep, I'm definitely gonna get that. And I just hadn't been back to my spot yet, so glad that this was one of the ones he had put out for $2. True Colors by Split Ends. And according to Rob, I actually have an OG of this because the any copies that have the laser etched vinyl are later pressings because they were trying to prevent bootlegging and stuff like that. So pretty cool. Another one for the Greg Kihn collection. Greg Kihn Band with the Naked Eye. This is one they had at the $3 spot for a long ass time, and I'd just been passing on it because of other stuff I was buying, and I'm like, I really don't need it that bad, but finally decided to pull the trigger on it. Very, very happy about that. Now on to the ones that were old show stock that were marked 20% off. I've been on the hunt for this one for a while and glad to find such a nice clean copy of it. Sound Effects by The Jam. Oh man, my favorite songs. I mean, immediately, like, I've been just so excited about getting this one because it's got Pretty Green on it. I love Pretty Green. But Start, That's Entertainment. Great, great album. Great track listing. Sounds killer. Super, super stoked to have it. Let's actually start the tape up again. Alright. Don't feel like sitting here in silence. A couple from Country Joe and the Fish. Here we are again. Nice, nice copy of this. And cool part is it's a yellow label promo copy. So very, very happy with that. I haven't really been on a huge hunt for wanting to complete the Country Joe collection, but for these, price was right, condition was right, and now that I think about it, I should have picked up Together because that's the last one I need on vinyl to complete the Country Joe and Fish collection. So I picked up CJ Fish as well. Nice condition on this one. That one was, do the math at home. I'll give you a quick synopsis here. So take 20% off of each price. So the Jam was 9. That first Country Joe was 10. This one was 7. Next one, VC shout out to my brothers Steve Fairchild, ST Fairchild. I think there's a number at the end. I'm not for sure. That's your YouTube name. And Zach, ZGeek1. I know you guys recently saw them in concert. Hot Tuna. Could not believe I found this in such great shape for only $5. Very, very excited about this. I know the used media store that I shop at a lot, they got a copy of this, but it's pretty beat up, and I think they're wanting like $6, $7 for it. So find this for $5. Very, very excited. Another shout out right back at Zach, ZGeek1. I recently saw him post a picture of this on the Facebook page. They found this at in a thrift store pickup. And so, kind of piqued my interest. I'm like, oh fuck, man, that one it's been hit or miss on my list. Like, it's perpetually always staying on the list that I don't really think about, but then it'll just kind of pop up on the major want list that's always kind of going, kind of like a Rolodex sort of thing. And couldn't pass it up. $10, almost near mint. Bob Dylan, the band, Before the Flood. Great, great double live album. Sounds killer. You know you're in for a treat when most likely you go your way and I'll go mine. Starts up. Such a killer track. Well recorded, and they sound really good. Alright, and the last find of the day. Now, they had a decent amount of, like maybe, alright, more like a handful of stuff, but usually when I see this stuff, especially at the record shows and stuff like that, it can get a little sketchy on the pricing and some of the condition. Like, some sellers will just try to rape you out of money. Other ones will, fair price depending on condition and everything else. And price was right, time was right, and I've been tired of fucking around and not getting this and completing that part of the Zappa collection. So, Joe's Garage, X2 and 3. Beautiful, beautiful, excellent copy. And this sounds killer. Oh man, finally have the yin to my yang X2 and 3 since I've had Act 1 on vinyl for a while. Now if I just had a near mint copy of that versus having a kind of VG copy, but still very nice to have this one. $18, so do the 20% off there. So that was actually a really killer deal. So overall, pretty good for the day. I can't complain, really, but it just kind of sucks. I was hoping to find a lot more, 80 synth pop, new wave, and stuff like that in the dollar finds, because I remember finding a lot more last year, and was hoping that the $2 finds were going to be something different, since that's all stuff I've dug through, and a lot of the show stock there was some really good stuff, but after a while I just couldn't dig through everything because there's, you know, hand over fist, and you know, it's like being at the record show, you know, more or less, except you're in a garage, and it just sucked. So I could only do about an hour in there, and then I had to get out, so I just started getting claustrophobic, and didn't even know how much I was spending at that point. And when we added up the total and everything, I paid him and walked away. I was like, man, maybe I should come back and like pick up a few more things. And I said, you know what? I've got stuff that was coming in the mail, which I'll show those in my next video. A bunch of purchases that came in the mail. I got a couple of more eBay finds that'll be coming. Just got some VCLT today, but save that for the next video. And I got a trade that I'd done that should be coming, and a few other things that coming down the pipe. So on that note, hope everybody's doing well, enjoying your spring leading into summer. Kind of cooled down around here, which I'm not going to complain. It's pretty nice, kind of change of pace. Hope everybody, you know, just stays safe and enjoys all the digging. So until the next one, I'll see you guys. Peace.